Now, all the games, all the highlights. You've waited for it long enough. The WSAV Friday Night Blitz, driven by your Savannah and Low Country Honda dealers, is on the air.
Hey there, and welcome to the Friday Night Blitz Highlight Show on WSAV. Live from Midtown Savannah at Calvary Day School, I'm WSAV Sports Director Greg Talbot. Thank you so much for choosing to stay up late and hang out with us tonight for a great Week 3 in Georgia and South Carolina high school football. Well, we are always live this year for our Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week. Tonight we are in Midtown Savannah for Calvary and Islands, and we had this game circled on our calendar for a long time, mainly because of one word: recruiting. We had 5 future big-time college football players on the same field tonight, 3 of which had committed to ACC schools, 2 of which had offers to Big Ten and SEC schools. So tonight was all about future college football stars. We also hoped it would be a close game, so let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. A big, packed crowd tonight here at the new Specialty Sports Complex for these highlights, and I'll tell you, Calvary got off to a great start right away. Thomas Carver to his favorite target from last year, their leading receiver from last year, Grant Thomas. He scored 3 touchdowns last year through the air, got off to a great start tonight, scored the first quarter touchdown. Then pretty much right away, things fell apart for Islands. Michael Robinson has 22 college offers. He muffs a punt, it bounces back into the end zone, and Calvary recovers to make it 14-0. And then right before halftime, Carver goes to the air again, this time into one of his running backs from last year. This year he's a wide receiver, and he's killing it. Jaden Grant put him up 21 points at halftime. After halftime, the Cavs just put the nail in the coffin. Their #1 running back on the night, Rocco Griffin, was our Subway Performer of the night on the live broadcast, 133 yards. He goes the distance here for his only touchdown, and that was pretty much it. Islands would score 1 touchdown in garbage time on a bad punt recovery. The final score, Calvary 28 tonight and Islands 6. Final thoughts on this one: Islands, despite the fact that they did not come even close to winning tonight, they still have all the talent in the world. This is just a team that needs to learn how to win together. Calvary, on the other hand, certainly more than the sum of their parts. This is a team that can certainly make a Final Four run. So for more highlights, let's go back to Connor Del Preet in the WSAV studios. How's it going tonight, Connor?
It's going well, Greg. The opening season jitters are gone. Every team has at least 1 game under its belt now, so it's time to get down to business in the Coastal Empire. First, a game that had all the makings of an electric shootout. Do-it-all athlete Aaron Bedgood and Richmond Hill on the road at Wayne County this evening. Signal caller Ashby Cribb, well, he's going to keep this one for Wayne County here, and it pays off. Nice little 15-yard scamper. He takes it to the house for 6. Extra point, cha-ching. Yellow Jackets up 7-zip. Well, when the going gets tough, Richmond Hill, get the ball in your playmaker's hands. Everyone knows that guy for Richmond Hill is Aaron Bedgood. I mentioned him a little bit earlier. He's just bouncing off tacklers here, and he's going to find the end zone here. He's elusive. 30-yard scamper, 7-all, and Jessup Wildcats have the chance to take the lead now, but quarterback Luke Carter's pass would be tipped, then bobbled around like a hot potato. No one seems to want it. Somehow taken in by Khalij Hartzog making the big play, and Wayne County would make them pay. MJ Fuller having his fill tonight. Eats up a yard of turf to find the end zone to give the Jackets a 2-score lead. Richmond Hill keeps it very close down the stretch, but they lose 23-21. Well, a program with the most all-time wins in the nation welcomes Bradwell Institute into its unfriendly confines. Valdosta, the host tonight, and Tate Rodmaker starts things up, and away. At this point, the score was 30-0. Second quarter, Wildcats snap the bell, takes it in. Valdosta just keeps building that lead now. Rodmaker padding his stats like it's a fantasy football game now. Spreading the love this time to Ala Brown. He runs it in. Wildcats lead 28-0. Then Rodmaker decides he wants to take a break, so he's going to hand it off to his faithful running back, Rajez Mosley, who pushes through traffic like he's a natural in New York City. In the end zone, puts the Wildcats up 35-0. Valdosta puts a 50-burger up on Bradwell. That's 50-0 over Bradwell Institute. Let's take a look at some other 6A scores here. Effingham County falls to 2-1 on the year. Glenn Academy was blowing out Groves before the game was called in the second quarter for weather. No word on whether that will be made up. Sean Pender and his Brunswick squad pick up win number 1 on the year with a 49-7 shellacking of MCA. New Hampstead started off the year on fire, but they fall in this one tonight. They can't win the shootout in Florida, and coming off a big win over Bradwell, Liberty County actually trips up and loses to Statesboro 23-6. Well, that's it for our first block of games, but before we go to the break, we're going to toss it back to Greg at Calvary Day for a look at what's next. Greg?
Hey, Connor, thank you so much. We are just getting started here on the Friday Night Blitz, live from Midtown Savannah at Calvary Day School. Coming up after the break, the most interesting game I thought in the Low Country tonight. May River beat Bluffton last week, but could they beat Whale Branch tonight, a team who started the year in the top 10 of the AA ranks in South Carolina? That and more coming up next.
Now for our individual performance of the week, brought to you by Subway. Ahmad Green shined on the big stage once again, passing for 3 touchdowns in May River's win over Whale Branch. Sharks, maybe the biggest surprise of the year. They move to 3-0 on the year. Ahmad Green, a big reason why these Sharks are flying high. All right, let's get right back to the highlights. A couple of Savannah schools butted heads tonight. Johnson got walloped by Calvary last week. Savannah Country Day, meanwhile, dominated in its first game of the season. No Adam Bick, no problem for the Hornets so far this year. School's all-time leading rusher left his mark before graduation, but guys like Donovan Davilar picking up right where he left off. Strong 20-yard gain here, refusing to go down until a big chunk of yards are taken up. Johnson doesn't want to get blown out again, though. Tayon Vereen makes a nice tackle here in the backfield. That's a 5-yard loss. Gonna need a couple more of those if you want to take out this Hornets team. Country Day deciding to air it out now. The true freshman Barry Kleinpeter showing no signs of jitters in his second game on varsity. Hits Ashley Pinkney for a 15-yard touchdown. And when you have an arm, why not take advantage? Here's Kleinpeter again, finding Clay Deckley for a monster 50-plus yard gain. Savannah Country Day not looking back in this one. Final 42-0. Let's check on some other 3A scores here. The woes at Beach High continue tonight. They fall to a tough Pierce County team, 38-0, while Southeast Bullock comes on top of Tattnall County, 21-14. Headed to 2A, fresh off an overtime win against Islands, Metter continues its winning ways, edging out Jenkins County, 21-14, and continuing our 2A trek here, Dublin inches out Swainsboro. Then Vidalia comes away victorious, 28-14 over ECI. Savannah Christian home opener looked to be a tough one tonight. Raiders taking on Toombs County, owners of a 10-2 record last year. No score here. Marquell Brown changes that real quick. 6-yard touchdown run gives Savannah Christian an early lead. Fan section's pumped up. Meanwhile, Toombs is trying to respond here. Trey Cloud launches a ball deep. Now this is using your head. Jacob Jablonski doinked right off the head. Omar Burrows grabs it. You kidding me? He's thinking 6. Omar coming if you're a fan of the Wire. The Raiders are going nuts, and they jump out to a 14-0 lead because of this 60-yard return pick 6. Toombs not afraid to go back to the air even after that wild play. 3rd down conversion, they need it, and they get it. 12 connects to Chandler Lynn, who hauls in the big gain. Bulldogs can't do anything on this drive, though, so the Raiders take over backed up into their own end. Spencer Robichaux's pass is deflected, picked off by Brian Usher. He's taken down deep in the red zone, and the offense would finish the drive off, give Toombs a little bit of hope here. Derek Mincy stretches out. He gets it. 1-score game, but Savannah Christian refuses to let its foot off the gas pedal. They win by the final of 49-21. Let's head to the Low Country now. May River may be the surprise of the season so far. Matched up against powerful Whale Branch. May River with the ball in the first quarter. Ahmad Green takes a snap, puts a perfect ball to the back corner of the end zone. Terry Fields comes down with it. Early 6-0 lead. Whale Branch struggled, and here's some proof. Pass was underthrown. Later, Ahmad Green throws to Zach Brzezinski for a quick touchdown. It's pretty fast, too. Green keeps the ball. Oh, yeah, there's the interception at Whale Branch. They just looked sloppy all game. Now we go to Ahmad Green, throwing the touchdown to Zach Brzezinski. That's the quick touchdown pass, making it look easy. He's pretty fast, too. Here he keeps the ball. He's going to reverse field. And at this point, he's just got the Madden juke stick on. He's breaking tackles, leaving defenders in his dust. Whole Whale Branch defense chasing him as he finally goes out of bounds. On the next play, Green shows no sign of tiring out, drops back, and just lets his running back do the work. That's Brandon Morales. Splits the defense, foot race to the end zone. They win by the final of 27-7. BJ Payne and his Hilton Head Seahawks allergic to losing so far this season. They come out on top 27-6 tonight. Bluffton getting back on track after an 0-2 start in the fourth quarter. They were leading Ridgeland by 22 points. All right, now for our Blitz Play of the Week, brought to you by Subway. Unbelievable interception up in Pooler today. I got this on camera, and I still couldn't believe it. I stood there for like 5 minutes just wondering what happened. Certainly not how they drew up the interception. Hey, but they'll take it. Defensive plays win games for you, and it did for Savannah Christian here. Omar Burrows taking this ball back. 60 yards. Big momentum boost to help Savannah Christian pick up the win against Toombs County. Now, before we go, we want to remind you that WSAV and Ford are teaming up again to highlight you, the fans. We're out in full force every Friday night taking pictures, so check out the Built Ford Tough Fans photo gallery every week to see if you've been spotted by our Blitz cameras. Visit WSAV.com/BuiltFordToughFans to check it out. And remember, America's strongest trucks are built Ford Tough. Obviously, another fantastic week of high school. We're going to check in with Greg Talbot one last time just around the corner in Savannah. So send us away, Greg.
All right, Connor, thank you so much. Time for some final thoughts. Really impressive. The May River Sharks, this is a team that is only 2 years old. Last year, they were nothing but freshmen and sophomores. Last week, they come out, surprise everybody, finally officially start their rivalry with Bluffton. And then tonight, they beat a top 10 AA team in Whale Branch. The Sharks are off to 3-0. They're playing Hilton Head next week. And all of a sudden, that game is a massive one on the South Carolina Low Country schedule. Also, big thing we're talking about now is Wayne County. This is a team that we knew was going to be great in 5A. They beat Richmond Hill tonight. They've got a couple of other big games coming up, so let's keep an eye on Wayne County. I think they've got a chance to go really deep in the playoffs. And lastly tonight, the Calvary Day School Cavaliers entering this year. The consensus among the media is that between Calvary and Benedict, those are probably the only two teams in Savannah proper that really have a chance to go deep in the playoffs. Calvary clearly has all the elements. The question is, as they move into the playoffs, can they continue to play complete football with all their studs? Our next Friday Night Blitz game of the week has already been decided. We're going down to Camden County at Richmond Hill next Friday night at 7:30 on WSAV-CW. So for Connor and everyone else, I'm Greg Talbot saying so long, and we'll see you next week on the Friday Night Blitz.